Everybody, welcome back to the channel and happy Saturday, as I like to call it now, Savory Saturday, where today I'm going to be preparing a recipe from the Run Fast, Cook Fast, and Eat Slow cookbook by Shailene Flanagan. Now, Shailene is an accomplished marathoner. She's won the New York City Marathon, so kudos to her. And today I'm going to be making some molasses granola bars. Now, a couple of notes about these granola bars. Number one, as a runner, these are something that you might want to have the week prior to the race or leading up to race day, but not necessarily on race day because they are pretty high in fiber. They are a good way to restore all those energy levels throughout the week, just to top them off, make sure that you're good to go on that race day. And the other note is that this is a vegan recipe. So to kick it off, the first thing you're going to want to do is to preheat your oven, which I've already done, so that's good and ready to go. And then you're going to want to have an 8x8 pan, and you're going to want to, or baking dish, and you're going to want to line it with some parchment paper. I think that's going to be pretty critical because these are molasses. They're going to be pretty sticky and gooey, so that parchment paper is going to be worth its weight in gold when we go to take these out of the oven. All right, so let's just dive right in. I'm going to tell you what the ingredients are in case you want to follow along. Maybe make these at home for yourself and enjoy them. 1.5 cups of rolled oats, old-fashioned rolled oats. A half a cup of unsweetened coconut flakes. Let's see, a third cup of unsweetened dried cherries. A third cup pumpkin seeds. A fourth cup sesame seeds. A teaspoon of ground cinnamon. A quarter teaspoon of fine sea salt. Half a cup of peanut butter or tahini, if you prefer. 3 tablespoons of virgin coconut oil that's been melted. A third cup blackstrap molasses. Oh, when I opened that up, I first thought of Christmas molasses cookies. And then 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Now, just like we did last week, we're going to want to mix all of our dry ingredients first, and then we're going to fold in all of our wet ingredients. So let's just get right to it. All right, so I'm going to put this where I can read it and follow the instructions. But I got my big bowl here. Let's see, try to make some space on my counter. And first thing we got is our rolled oats. So again, we're mixing all of our dry ingredients first. And then we got our coconut flakes, our dried cherries. We've got sesame seeds, pumpkin seeds. These sound delicious, don't they? Just the ingredients alone. Some cinnamon, ground cinnamon, and some sea salt. Now let's see, we're going to want to mix all this together. I just got a big spoon here. And one thing to note too is when I mix all of the wet ingredients in here and then try to spoon it into my pan, they suggest using a spatula, a metal spatula, and then just, put a lot of weight into it to basically mash them down into that pan. I'm probably just going to use my spoon because I don't really have a metal spatula that's going to work well for that, other than the one that I use out on my grill. So we'll be just using a spoon and we'll see how that works. This is the first time I made these, so it's prone to make some mistakes. Hopefully not too many. All right, so I got all of that dry ingredients kind of mixed up there pretty well. So now it says we're going to want to put our peanut butter in along with our coconut oil, molasses, vanilla, stir it to combine, and then we're going to spoon it in to our dish. All right, so I got this big old thing of peanut butter, but I need a little spoon to help get it out of there. Peanut butter in itself is pretty sticky and gooey, but so delicious, so delicious. Okay. Funny thing with the molasses, it just wants to keep flowing out of the container that it comes in when I was filling up the little third cup there. All right, so we got our coconut oil that's already been melted. That's important. And then we got our molasses. Oh, look at that. That is slower than molasses in January. Now, that's something that my mom or my grandma might say. Here it finally comes. Oh, goodness. All that gooey goodness, but boy, is it rich in smell. I'm going to use my spoon again, my little peanut butter spoon, to get the rest of it out of there. Oh, there we go. Oh, it smells so good. And then some vanilla. All right, now I'm using pure vanilla extract. I hope that's what they meant by that. Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of mix it up. You know what? I'm just gonna use my peanut butter spoon, my little one, to try to fold all this in together. And it is pretty gooey, but it looks good and it smells good. It smells really good. All right, get all those rolled oats in there. If you've ever made no-bake cookies with rolled oats, that's kind of what this reminds me of as I mix this together. Oh, it's mixing up pretty well. Not too terribly bad. As I fling it out of my bowl. Now I will do the all of the nutrition facts for you, and I'll add that in post. I haven't gone through to add all of that stuff up. These do make 16 bars. That's the serving size that they suggest. So I think they're going to be relatively small. I mean, it's an 8x8 pan, and when you cut these up into 16 individual bars, I don't think they're going to be huge. So that might be, you know, really nice to have just something quick and easy to snack on. It's not going to, you know, fill you up and make you feel bloated after having it. Okay, I think we're getting pretty good there. And it's not as sticky as I thought it might be, which I think is a good thing. So I got my big spoon, because this is what I'm going to be using to press it down into the 8x8 pan that I've already lined with parchment paper. To do that, I'm just going to spoon it on out here. It does fill the pan up pretty well. And again, they're granola bars, so they're not going to be, you know, super thick. Now, one of the things that they did mention, like I said, is use your muscles to pack them down into the baking dish. So once I get this kind of spread out evenly, I'm going to be using my muscles, put my weight into it, as they say. Goodness, this parchment paper makes a lot of noise. Hopefully it's not going to ruin my audio. I think the corners, this is kind of a rounded baking pan, so I think that these might have a little bit of a rounded edges towards the end of the bars, or when we're done. We cut them up. As I look at the photo in the book, you know what? These look pretty close. So I think so far so good. And it is a bit more dry than I expected it to be. So it packs in here pretty easily. I'm packing it down pretty good. Okay, I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. My parchment paper sliding all over. So I'll give you a look here. All right. All we need to do is to put it in the center rack on the oven, and we're gonna bake it for 25 minutes, where it says until the top is firm and slightly darker. And then we'll take it out, let it cool, and we'll see what we have. All right, let's put it in the oven. Oh boy, that's the sound we've been waiting for. They should be done. Let's pull them out of the oven. Smell good. They look good, but I can't jump the gun. It's important that we let these cool completely before we cut them up into our bars. Otherwise, I think they're just going to crumble and fall apart. So patience is a virtue. So I'm going to warm up and go out for my run. And then when I get back, we're going to cut these up into bars and enjoy them. Okay, so it's been just a little over an hour. I think they're cool enough for us to be able to cut into bars. And again, this serves 16, and while I'm doing that, I'll talk a little bit about some of the nutritional facts. Now, each one of these, if we cut them into 16 bars, will have 136 calories, about 14.7 carbs per bar, and roughly 3.9 grams of protein. Okay, and we're going to cut these into basically about 1-inch thick bars to get our 16. And I do anticipate these crumbling up a bit just based on the picture in the book, and you can see that there's a lot of crumbs around. So I'm not anticipating this being a very clean cut, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to try to cut these. I'm using a fairly decent sized kitchen knife. They get about 1 inch. It's okay if it's not exact. And sure enough, it is kind of crumbling up just a little bit, but not terrible. Mostly on the ends where I would kind of expect it to. It's okay. I'll just eat it with a spoon. All right, and we're getting there. Oh, I'm not going to quite make my 16. I guess I cut these a little bit thicker. I suppose I could cut them a little bit more that way. This is actually, I got these cut into what looks like it's going to be about 12 squares. Okay, but they're good enough for me. I think I'll go with that. All right, so here they are. They look delicious. I'm anxious to try one. Let's see if I can pick one up. Maybe I didn't let it cool quite enough, but I'm going to pick up a chunk of one. Oh, so good. So good. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it for you. If you want to check out some of the other things that I've done already along these lines, I made some wild rice pancakes and some superhero muffins, and now some molasses granola bars. As always, run tall, run strong, be kind to one another. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Right here on Run Tall with Tim. Very, very fun.